Yes.
Yeah, she's getting it.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So, guys, today we are going to study the articles. Who have heard articles before? Raise your hands, maybe. Cool. So, basically, when we talk about articles in English, we have three articles, right? What are those articles? We have a, we have n, and we have the, right? We have three articles, a and the. Now, in German, guys, we have 12 the. Okay, don't kill me. I have not designed it. But we have 12 the in German. We don't have n and we have 12 okay? So we have 12 and 12 the in German, okay? And n does not exist, okay? Now today we are going to learn how to use which the to use in which case, okay? So if you see something is written very heavy words on my screen, this is nothing but a chart of articles. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very quick screenshot of this and send you in the group. Okay. So that when I teach you, you can just follow it. Because if we spend time on writing, I think it will take a lot of time. So let me quickly send it over in the group for everybody. Okay. So you can watch it from there. Yeah. So now here we have these three words: nominative, accusative, and dative. Okay. So what are these? These are three cases. Okay. Now nominative means subject. Okay. So for example, if I'm saying my mother um is pretty. Okay. My mother is pretty. Um Agrima, you tell me what is my mother? It's a subject or an object?
My mother is the subject, Miss
Is a
Hadi.
subject, right? And if I write here, let's say the mother is pretty, it's again the subject, correct?
Yeah.
Now, exactly. So that means if you see here, guys, this complete line, okay, what is M? M means masculine, N means neutral, F means feminine, and PL means plural, okay? So this complete line, and this complete line, they all means what? They 12, they all means the, okay? So all of these there does dd, then does dd, dem, der, den plus n. They all 12 means the, okay? Now this einer, einer, einer. Okay, they all means a. A for apple wala a, okay? Like a book, a friend. So that is a. And what is this kind? Kind means not a. So they all means not a. Is that clear to everybody? Okay. So now I have just given an example. What was that? The mother is pretty, right? So if you see in this example, Agrima, as you mentioned that this is a subject, correct? If it's a
Yeah.
subject, then that means it's a nominative. In German, we call it as a nominative case. Okay. So now that means we got to know that this the we have to pick from where? This row. Okay. We don't have to pick from here. We don't have to pick from here because the mother is a subject. And whenever we talk about the subject, we always pick our articles from nominative. Okay. Priyanka, Selva, Sugumar. Is it clear? Whatever I've explained so far?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Abhi is
Yeah.
subject and the mother is feminine, right? So what we will do is we will go to this row and we will go to feminine. What is written here? D.
D.
Okay, so it will be the answer will be D. Mother in German is Mutter. Okay, so die Mutter ist pretty is hübsch. Okay, so whatever the sentence, that doesn't matter. What matters is that how did we pick this article? Okay, that matters at this moment. Now, if I say I like the mother. So Gumar, in this, can you tell me what is subject and what is object in this sentence?
Yeah. Subject is I.
I is the subject. Very good. And what is mother?
Yeah. So mother is the object here.
Exactly, it's an object, right? So now for everyone, how do I get to know that I is a subject? I can also be an object, right? If you're not sure about this, what is subject and object, always think that who is the doer, like who is liking. I am liking, right? So I am doing an action of liking someone, so I am the subject. Okay, in any sentence there will always be one subject. So if I is the subject, then mother cannot be a subject. Okay, we will have only one subject. So if this is a subject, this is a verb, then this is what? This is an object. Clear, right? And also guys, we have two varieties of objects. Okay, so we have two kind of object. One is called as direct object and another is called as indirect object. Okay, so, what is mother? Mother here is a direct object. Okay. Now, Abba, would you like to explain in detail what is the difference between direct object and indirect object? Because you are pro in English, like you are English. Yeah?
Yeah, sure. So a direct object is where the action is received by someone or something directly, right? And in indirect, it may not, so certain words need not even take a thing into consideration. So it's the receival of action is indirect. In
Hmm.
German, many verbs are indirect, so it will require an indirect object.
Exactly. So that is the definition from a trainer, okay, English trainer. Now I will give you some layman terms, like just some tips and tricks, okay? Like just think that we have never studied English. So I'll give you some very layman tips of how to identify direct object and indirect object, okay? Thank you, Abba, so much. So basically we have this mother, right? So, in my personal way, like how I personally see it is, so as she mentioned, Abha, that in German there are some verbs, okay? There are some verbs which takes always indirect object with them, but we are learning this topic for the first time, so just forget about everything. Remember that whenever we have a single object, okay? Whenever we have a single object, that's a direct object. Just think it for now. We will study more as we go on. But for now, if you have a single object in the sentence, that's your direct object. Okay. So, what is a direct object? Direct object means accusative case. Okay. So, now if you have to pick up this the, you will pick up from nominative or accusative. Selva, can you tell me?
Nominative
Why nominative?
means nominative subject.
Exactly. Mother is an object, no, here?
Yeah, she is my direct object. Yeah,
Exactly. If it's a direct object, then we will pick it from here, right? In this row.
yeah.
So mother is feminine. So it will be
D.
E. Exactly. So I is ish, like is mark. So ish mark D mutter. Okay. So basically, guys, if you see this chart, then this complete row and this complete row, they both are similar. Only this first thing is different, right? So
Yeah.
you have to first of all by heart this table. There is no rule like how to learn it, Ayushi. There is no magic spell, okay? You have to learn it, you have to remember it, okay? But don't try to like cram it on the first day. Once you will write a lot of sentence, always keep it open in front of your eyes. It's like the maths formula. It will go in your head someday, okay? So was it clear till now? When we have a single object, it's a direct object, okay? Because that object is receiving directly the action done by a subject, okay? Now I'll give you an example of two objects. So if I say I bring the flower, I bring the flower for my mother, okay? So in this sentence, Selva, can you tell me what is subject, what is object, how many objects we have?
I subject. I being the subject.
I bring is the verb. Action, all the actions are verb.
Yeah.
Bring is the verb. Then flower, and for the mother. Okay. So flower and the mother, there are two objects, right?
Yes, yes,
Flower is object number 1 and mother is object number 2, correct? So
yes.
we have two objects. Now, which one is a direct object and which one is an indirect object? Okay. So again, there are definitions. There are so many things to understand, but I am explaining you everything in layman terms, how to understand. Okay. So now let's make this sentence as I bring for the mother. Is the complete sentence? I bring for the mother. It's not complete, right? What do you bring? But can I say I bring the flower? That's a complete sentence. I bring the flower. That's a complete sentence, right, everyone?
Right.
But if
Yeah.
you say I bring for the mother, I bring for the mother. Now I will ask, what do you bring? That's not a complete sentence. So without your direct object, your sentence can't be completed. Do you get my point? Okay. So what is the main direct object is like a main object. Okay. So what without flower, our sentence was not completed, right, guys? So flower is your direct object and mother is your indirect object. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, Priyanka, all of you guys.
Yeah.
And another way of understanding is when you have two objects, okay, then most of the time, like just maybe 90% times, the person that we have or the receiver, person or the receiver is a dative, and the thing that we have is accusative. Okay, apply this formula in the sentence. So we have flower and mother. Who is the person in these two objects?
The mother.
Mother. Dative means your indirect object. So I have told you that mother is indirect object, right? So dative means indirect object and accusative means direct object,
Direct
which
object.
was flower, right? Thing means
Flower.
flower. So you can also write this rule. So we have two ways of identifying. Priyanka, can you please briefly explain what are the two rules that I have told now?
He was asking like, come again. You told me. Ask me. Because what did you explain now? I did not get it fully.
Okay, no problem. Shrenik, would you like to explain to everybody?
Okay. So, in the sentence which we have framed here, I bring the flower for the mother. There are two objects. One is a direct object and one is an indirect object.
Exactly.
So, if you remove the direct object from the sentence is a little incomplete. For example, I bring for the mother, but what will you bring? The direct object then is the flower. So
Exactly.
that's what Ayushi was trying to explain. So the flower in German is the dative.
Flower is in a German is main
Mm.
object. Na main object hota hai accusative, direct object.
Accusative, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
accusative. And then in this sentence, since we have the indirect object as the mother is the dative,
Exactly.
right?
I will also explain this in Hindi for you, Priyanka, so that you can understand me better. Okay.
I'm
So,
but confused. You told like direct objective and indirect objective, and when you say direct objective, then you said mother. But then I got confused, like whether it's
okay.
like direct or indirect.
But did you understand now?
Yes, I'm clear
Means
now.
maybe you can understand direct means you have to directly contact him through something
Mm,
I conduct means here you are through conduct to your flowers means you are
I
you will
now,
bring
yeah,
some flower to your
yeah.
mother. So the flower is first and second is mother. Maybe.
I like the way you guys are already building your own rules to understand.
Yeah.
So these are not the like these are not the written rules like in the books, but these are the ways that I figured out throughout the teaching styles. Because not believe me, we are not the first ones. Every student of mine has asked me how to understand what is direct object indirect, because we haven't learned that so much in English, right? So it's completely okay, but these are some layman ways to understand and identify them. Okay, I'm giving you a lot of examples now, but is it clear to everyone? Sugumar, Agrima?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayushi, I just wanted the rule that you had mentioned. I mean, there was a lot of writing there, so I just missed writing that
I'm
part.
gonna write everything here. Just give me a minute. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna write everything. I was just okay, cool. So I'm gonna write the rules. Okay. First rule is when we have only one object, um, then it's direct object. Okay. So first of all, this is this is not including any exceptions because exceptions are we will study them later on. But for now, this is the rule. Okay. Direct means it's an accusative object. Okay. Now, when we have two objects, then the object without which we can't complete the sentence, that object is the main object. That means your direct object. Direct object means accusative. Okay. And the other object is indirect object. Okay. Which is dative object. So um this is 2A point, and then we have the same but B point of the same row, that when we have two objects, then the person is or I would say the receiver is indirect object and thing is a direct object.
This is a general rule. I mean, the second B part.
Exactly. This is what I have
Okay.
also learned from my own professors. So I have,
Okay.
yeah, their hack. Yeah, this applies 90% to the sentences.
Actually, Priyanka is confused that the subject, through subject, who's the first object and second object? Okay.
What? I don't understand your question. Sorry. What did you say?
Means that what I can say means you gave one example, right?
I bring
Yeah.
the flower for the mother. For the mother. Yes,
Yeah, there are two objects.
correct.
So which one is first object and second object?
No, not like that. Don't do first object, second object. I can also write, I can also write like this. I bring for the mother the flower. I can
But that
also,
is not mean. Yeah.
but the first object, second object, no, that's the wrong way. These are the two ways of identifying. When we have two objects, then the object without which you can't complete the sentence. So if I'm saying I bring for the mother, this is not a complete sentence, right?
Yes.
What do you bring? You bring a bag, you bring dress, you bring flower. What? That's not complete. That means your flower is your main object. Main object as in your direct object,
Yes.
which is the accusative, and mother is indirect object. Okay. Is it clear to everybody? Priyanka, सिर दर्द हो रहा है और it's clear. ये क्या है? What is this? Cool. Is
डॉइच लैंग्वेज सबसे बड़ा टॉपिक है आर्टिकल अगर ये क्लियर किया देन क्लियर एवरीथिंग
exactly. I think this is the difficult, but it's not that much. There are so many logics in it. So once you understand the logics, it's quite easy. Okay. Is
Actually,
yes,
yeah,
Shernik?
just wanted to know what will be the exact German sentence for this?
Yeah, so I will write that. I mean, I'm not writing that for a purpose. There is one thing I want
Okay.
to say in that before
Okay.
for doing explosion. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, exactly. So now I'm gonna write the sentence in a different way, and then I will write it. So if you see, guys, in this sentence which I have written here, do you see I have used a preposition? So what is ish? Ish is, sorry, what is I? I is the subject, right? What is bring? Bring is a verb.
Verb.
What is for? For is a preposition. Okay. What is mother? Mother is a direct object and flower is a direct object. We understood everything in this sentence? right?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna write another sentence, okay, which is I bring the mother the flower, okay? So I bring the mother the flower. This is like I bring the mother the flower, okay? We don't say these kind of sentences in English. Normally, we use preposition for the mother, to the brother, whatever it is, okay? But in German, this is a sentence, okay? Now, what is the difference between this sentence and the above sentence? The only difference is that we don't have
Preposition.
preposition here, right? So, if even the above sentence, this is the right sequence, right? I bring the flower for the mother. Like normally when we have to speak in English, we tell like this, I bring the flower for the mother. So now I maybe ask everybody to look on my screen first because this is an important and I'll give you some time to write down, I promise. Okay. So I bring the mother the flower, guys. Now what is I? Subject. Subject means nominative, right?
Correct.
What is bring? It's a verb.
Verb.
What is the mother? We have seen before. Mother was an indirect object, right?
Dative.
Yeah, I can write dative here. That's true. And what is flower?
Accusative.
Very good.
Direct object.
Yeah, exactly. So what can I say? NDA? It is following NDA like nominative, dative, and accusative.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a very important rule that if you don't without preposition, okay, if we don't have any preposition in the sentence, we have to follow this pattern NDA. That means I cannot write like this. So I cannot write I bring
Okay.
over the mother. What I have to write? I have to write I bring the mother
The mother, the flower.
So NDA means nominative. I'm gonna write first, then dative, and then accusative. Is that clear till here? Okay. So now let's convert this all of us together. Okay. So what is I? I is ish.
Ish.
Bring is bringer. Ish.
Bring.
Okay. Now can you all go to the chart that I've sent in the group and tell me what is the article in dative for feminine? Because mother is feminine, right? So
The.
article for no.
The.
In dative feminine.
Okay. No.
There.
Dare, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will write dare, Mutter, and flower. Okay. Now for us, flower is what? For us, flower is a neutral, right? But in German, flower is feminine. I know it's so stupid. I know it's so I mean strange, but I'm gonna tell you a dictionary that we all can use. So this is a dictionary Leo. Okay. So yeah, this is a dictionary Leo. Just give me a minute, guys. I have to open the door. So I'm back. So guys, this dictionary which I've told you right now, this dictionary also has an app in phone and this is also available on internet. Okay. So now what we were searching a word for flower, correct? So if I search flower, there are so many words which came. We will go maybe for the first one because that is the most commonly used. Okay. What is written here? What is the word for flower?
Bloom.
Bloom.
Bloomer. Whenever E comes at the end is always a sound. Bloomer.
Bloom.
Bloomer. Okay. Now, if you see here, what is written there?
The bloomer.
Also, whenever you search into dictionary, guys, this is always in the form of nominative subject. Okay. So can you go in nominative and in that row where is written as D? Nominative, where is written as D?
Feminine.
Feminine.
That means I got to know that bloomer gender is feminine.
Feminine.
Femina.
But in my sentence, bloomer, like the flower, is not nominate. It's not nominative. It's an accusative. That means that dictionary was just for us to understand the gender. So now we know that flower is in feminine. So we have to go to accusative and we have to go to feminine. What is accusative feminine?
D.
So I will write
D.
here D, blue.
D.
Simple, that's done. That's the sentence. See how simple it is. Is it clear for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now why I was not writing the above sentence, now I'm gonna explode that bomb. Okay. So
I have one doubt.
yes,
If you man means man and female, we call it he and she. But if in the things in English it is it's.
exactly. That's
But
what I was
how
saying.
we can identify here, for example, in the coffees, their coffee or das coffee,
Exactly. That's a good
how
question.
how we can remember that it is whether actually in Germany there are a road or the things, many things, the door, chair, many things there, but there are identify this feminine and male. So how can we can remember this
I'm
many
gonna tell
object?
that as well. So, very good question. Thank you so much for that question. So as Selva mentioned, everybody understood his question. He mentioned that in
Yeah.
German, like if I talk about the purse, like the purse is like neutral for us in English, right? Like I like its purse, or I like its color, you know. So, but in German, it's feminine, and how to understand that? So for that, I have something for you guys. Let me share. Yeah. I hope you all see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can share this in the group. This does not cover all the cases. This covers maybe 45% of the cases. Others we have to use our brain and remember it. Okay. But these are some. So if you see here, then all the alcohols, all the car brands, all the point of time, like the day, month, January, February, any season, all the weather, they all are masculine. Okay. Anything that ends with EIT, UNG, ION, IN. Just now we have seen this bloomer, right? So bloomer is ending with E, right?
Yes.
So when something ends with E, 80% times it's feminine, and it was also feminine.
Okay.
Okay. And for neutral, when something ends with this, they are neutral. But as I've mentioned, this does not cover everything because for others, we don't have any rules. We have to remember them. But this covers a lot of cases. Okay. I'll send this in the group later on.
The rest of thing is not covered. So how we can different
So it
see it?
means so for whatever call means if I'm called coffee, KFE something, it is ending is E.
Hmm.
It
It
should
is not
be
mentioned here, na? It is not mentioned like it's covered alcohol, blah, blah, blah. That is what I'm telling. Everything is not
okay.
covered here. You have to remember it. And how do you remember it? By using your brain.
So then not that ending of the word.
No, there is no other rules. This is what I
Okay.
found. Yeah. Others we have to really remember by using our brains.
Means for example, coffee and tea. The coffee and the tea. So in German, what
There.
we
De
can say?
cafe, de te.
Okay.
Okay.
Are the
Yeah, yeah.
genders like similar to what we have in Hindi? Like, is there
Exactly.
any similarities? Like, if we translate it to Hindi, do we get like, is it same?
No, so basically, like I am not sure if everybody knows it Hindi, but in Hindi also, I was so shocked that I mean, when I was learning this language, I was so shocked that I've never realized that in Hindi also we have articles like this. Like, for example, mera bag, right? Like, mera bag. Now, bag, you're saying mera. Why? Why you're making bag as a masculine? You know? Or for example, meri friend. Meri friend is even fine, but like, what else? Mary dress. Now dress is Mary and it's like feminine. How? So why? Because we are so used to that and we did have never thought about it, you know? Similarly, Germans, like this is their language for them, right? So they're also so much used to remember this D, da. Now my friend who is Tamil, he's learning Hindi and he always asks me this question like, why the bag is feminine, because so now when he asked me, I don't have any answer for them, because that's how I have learned from my childhood. So even in German, we have articles for them and we don't have any reason for it. It is what it is. Okay.
Okay.
But some of the cases are covered, which I will pass on to you guys later on. Okay. So now let's talk about this sentence. Okay. Also, if you guys have any questions, always please try to raise your hand so that it does not break the flow. Okay. I will answer everything, but just try to raise the hand. So I'll have in my mind that you have a question. Cool. So if we see this sentence, here we have 4 extra, right? What is 4? 4 is a preposition. So the object that is present after the preposition, that is called as prepositional object. Why? So do you guys agree, like whatever I've written so far is correct? Like the flower is direct object and mother is indirect object, right? But I'm gonna tell you that this preposition in German is called as für. Okay, this is called as für, and this is actually accusative in nature. That means in German also we have prepositions. So in German we have prepositions, and those prepositions has a nature. That means, again, Priyanka and Selva, you will ask how to remember this. We have to use our brain and remember it. There is no other rule. Okay. So, but don't panic so much. There are little things. Let's go step by step. Okay. So for now, just remember that 4 is accusative in nature. And if it's an accusative in nature, that means it will make mother also accusative. Do you get my point? So it will influence it, like so basically mother was indirect in nature, but because of this preposition, its nature will change to accusative. Okay. And in this sentence, we did not change anything. Why? Because there was no preposition. So mother was dative and it remained dative. Is it clear for everybody? Okay. So now this also becomes accusative object. Why it became an accusative object? Shrenik, do you want to explain?
So, for is the preposition, and the word für we have is called an accusative preposition.
Exactly.
Uh,
So what it
so yeah,
accusative preposition means, whatever is present after this preposition, that is going to take the nature of accusative.
accusative, right? Yeah.
So now let's try to convert this sentence. But flower will not change anything. Why? Because before flower there is nothing. So flower will have its original nature, but because before mother 4 is present, so 4 has influenced the mother nature. Okay, like from indirect to direct. Okay, so now let's translate it. Ich springe die Blume für die Mutter. Why did I
The
put
mutter,
die Mutter? Because accusative feminine is die, right?
correct.
Also, one more thing, guys, if you don't have in your pad, like in your keypad, if you don't have this umlaut, like the dots, then the
Right.
ex accepted thing is you can write this e after it. Okay, so let's say if I'm writing anything, if I'm writing noon, if I'm writing this Nürnberg, I have umlaut, that's why I've written. Okay, but if you don't have in your keypad, what you can do is NUE. So U, this UE is equal to this. Okay,
That pronounces as Neuenberg.
Nürnberg.
Okay.
Okay, Nürnberg. But is it clear? So even in exam, you can write this E. That is acceptable by the Goethe or by everybody. Cool. Okay, then I think you guys have learned a lot. Now it's your time to make sentences. So if I write, she takes the paper. This you have to write, guys. I will give you the words for them, okay? Also, before I move on, I want to tell you what are the words for I and all. So I is ish, wir is we, du is you in formal, Okay, and then we have ear, which is you all informal. Then we have Z, which is you formal. Z, which is you all formal. Then we have air, which is he. You have it, oh sorry, S, which is it. Then you have Z, which is she. And then you have another Z, which is they. Okay, you guys can write down this one maybe. I will also send this in the group for everybody. Okay, so now how many Z are there?
4.
There are 4 Z, correct? So what is you informal? You informal is like when you're using you, but informally, maybe with your friends or family, right? So example, if you go to your office and if you want to say somebody, how are you? Or if you want to say somebody, do you have free time? Or like any random thing, or do you have paper, pen, blah, blah, blah. So that means in office, you are formal with somebody, right? So you have to use Z. And when you are informal with somebody, you will use do. Okay. When there are
D,
more, yes, sir.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Sugumar.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so dear also it's informal, right?
Exactly. We
Yeah,
asked, right? We get as dear.
we can just hear this.
That's a different topic. You will going to learn it maybe in some classes. Okay. But that's also informal.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you want to distinguish between formal and informal, does age play into it? Like how we have in Hindi, for example.
No, it's similar to tum, exactly, in tum and aap. So
So the age does play a factor. Like if someone is older to you.
yeah, of course. And also it's like it's about how you feel with that person. If you feel friendly, you will use informal. If you feel not friendly, you will use, you get my point? Like somebody who is
You
not,
give someone respect.
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's all. Now it depends
Okay.
upon you to whom you want to give respect and to whom you want to not,
I
right?
have one more doubt. How to distinguish formal and informal?
That's what she was asking.
Okay,
It's
okay.
about to whom you want to give respect and to whom you don't want. If you don't want to give any respect, like your friends, somebody, why to give respect to them? So it's do for one person, and for more than one person, it's ear.
Okay, for example, if I am talk to my friend circle, we call machi, something, something, it is informal. But if I go professional in office, I have to formal.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't tell matcha machi there. They will do matcha. Lol. Yeah. Is it clear to everybody? Now the next thing was, if you see there are 4 Z. One is you formal, one is you all formal, one is she and one is they, right? How to distinguish between them? When to use what? And if it is written in the sentence, then what does it mean? Okay, if it means they, it means she, it means you, it means you all. So there's a small rule for it. I'm writing here. So when you have S always capital in the sentence, then it's you and you all formal. Okay, just give. Is it clear to everybody what I'm saying? S capital.
Already you mentioned there itself, the capital.
Exactly. So basically, it means that no matter wherever I write Z, so if I'm writing a sentence like heute haben Sie, haben Sie das Essen? Okay, whatever it is, whatever the sentence is, do you see that Z is present on the third place in the sentence, but the S is capital? Okay, so when S is always capital in the sentence, no matter whether it is present at first place, second place, third place, anywhere in the sentence, that means that that Z is either you or you all. Okay, it can be both. You can translate it to like, today do you have the food, or today do you all have the food? Both of them are correct. Okay. Then next is when the S is capital only at the beginning of the sentence, only at the beginning of the sentence, then that is what? That is she and they. Also, guys, how to distinguish between whether it is she or they, this you will learn in the next class. Okay, so we're going step by step. For now, just remember, if it is capital only at the beginning of the sentence, then it's she and they. So in this sentence, can it be she and they? This one, the above example?
You,
It
In
cannot.
the above example.
Yeah, in the above example.
Yeah, no.
Right? But if I'm writing Z happen heute, that's S. Okay. In this sentence, it can be all four. It can be she, it can be they, it can be you and you all. Why? Because for you and you all, S is always capital, right? So, and yeah, but if I'm writing, let's say happen, this is small s. In that case, the S is a smaller at the second place. That means it is she and they, because for she and they, the S is capital only at the first place, and other places it's smaller. So here it's smaller, that means it's she and they. Is it clear to everyone?
So the
yeah,
second
the
rule that you
Yeah,
question.
mentioned,
Okay, that's what I'm saying, guys. Please raise your hands. Okay, let's not make it complicated.
yeah, it is clear. But if you're writing, okay, but if you're speaking the same pronouns, right? How
That is
can
what I'm
understand?
telling. In speaking, even in writing, there are more rules to distinguish them, but you will not understand it as of now. That's a point of later discussion, okay? Like later topics.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm giving you things that you can understand only for now. Okay, but that's a good question. So, Gumar,
Ayushi. So the corresponding, so when we use this, they, you, and she, right? The corresponding verb also be changed, right? Like
exactly. That's what
change.
I'm telling. That is called as verb conjugation. That's a new topic.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay, fine.
One question, Ayushi. Here, like C or they have a small s,
Hmm.
but at that like beginning of the sentence, then it become capital S.
Exactly. In the capital, Priyanka, it's an English rule now. Whenever we start any sentence, we always write it in a capital. So even here, I have to write H as a capital. Everything, whenever we start any sentence, we write that in a capital. Okay? So it has to be capital like this. Is it clear now?
but Ayushi, then in that case, that Z, the first S, if it's capital, it could be she, they, or you as well, right?
You all, she, and they.
All of the
The
forms.
four of
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
But what I'm telling is, I mean, ideally, it's not four of them, but I'm not gonna explain everything to you now because you won't understand. So for now,
Right.
just blindfold and then see that it's four. It's all okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And like in the middle of the sentence, they can write capital S as well.
We can write in the middle as capital, that is you and you all. But if it's a smaller, then it's she and they.
Mhm.
Okay.
So they
Yeah,
can
I
also,
think
I mean, they can write also.
Yeah, they can do anything. Yes. If you see here, I have written in small. It's my choice. Priyanka, clear? You don't have to pay like 100 euros to write smaller. You can do it like whenever you want, just write capital and smaller.
Okay.
Abba, you have a question?
yeah, no, just a point. I think that second rule, if you just say S is small at the middle of sentence, then
Yeah,
it
I
will
think it's more clear.
that would be the explanation for now. But small at the middle, that is when it is
Yeah, I think I
She.
can write when S is capital only at the beginning of the sentence, smaller at the other places, then that is she and they. Yeah, that makes the life easier. Cool. Awesome, guys. I think we have learned a lot. Who thinks we have learned a lot? Can raise your hands. But how is everybody thinks we learned a lot? Nice. Awesome. But I think nobody's tired because I still see smile on everybody's face. So I'm gonna torture you guys now. Okay, so I'm gonna write some sentences and you have to convert them in German. Okay? You don't have to be perfect. Of course, we just have learned it today. So I'm gonna write some sentences. Take your time and do it. The mother takes the mother takes the food. The sister brings the bag. I I buy the brother the car. I am rich, I can buy my brother the car. I buy the car for the brother. There are two ways of doing. One is in NDA and one is with preposition. Okay, so these are three sentences. To understand if they're feminine, neutral, or masculine, you have to use Leo. And after understanding, you have to understand if it's a subject, if it's a direct object, or if it's indirect object. Okay. Yes, so you have 10 minutes to complete this. Your time starts now.
No, Aishi, one question.
Also, I can yeah, first you
Yeah,
write.
so for the first part, like this food and bag, these words are whether it is a feminine word or it is a those also we should know, right? Or like
Exactly. That's why I told you have to use Leo dictionary.
clear diction, no?
Yeah, I'm writing the verbs, so you don't have to search what is takes. I'm writing here
Mhm.
because this we will learn in our next classes. So
Nimmt.
you just have to write the nouns. Also, one very, very, very important rule is in German, all the nouns should always be capital. Okay, so if you see my sentences which I have written above, do you see I've written always B capital, M capital, Hana? How do I know if something is noun? Like, how do I know that flower is a noun? So anything which is an article with it. So this is an article. Any word which is an article before it, that's a noun. In layman terms, you can otherwise It's a name of place, animal, thing, blah, 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 blah. But if you want to leave all those definitions, then anything which has an article, that is a noun. And that noun should always be written in a capital case. Okay, so where are your sentences? Here are they. And to buy is cow. I guess you guys can write down in the chat option in Zoom. Okay, maybe guys, what I would do is I will give you this 3 sentences as homework. Okay, there's no rush. It's not like 10 minutes. Take your time, understand it according to what we have learned and followed above. Okay. In the next class, I'm gonna ask these 3 sentences to you if that's fine for everybody. Okay.
I think maybe we can discuss here actually.
I
Vocabulary we don't know, but I made some sentence.
we can discuss, but the thing is, I wanted you guys to first try it on your own. Did everybody try already?
Almost.
Almost. Okay, so maybe I can share the answers, not a problem. So, what is the mother? The mother is a subject, right?
Yes, she's
What is
feminine.
it?
So Dave
It is the
Verb.
wait. Selva, wait. Let me first speak. Okay. And what is food? Food is a single object. So when we have a single object, it's a direct object. What is a direct object? It's accusative, right?
Accusative.
Correct. Now, mother, if it's a subject, that means it's a nominative, right? Now, everybody go into the chart, and what is mother? It's feminine. So, nominative feminine
Feminine.
is D,
D.
mutter, nimmt. Now, accusative food, if you have searched in the dictionary, it's neutral. Okay, so let's search together.
does.
Exactly. It's thus. So it will be thus. Okay. So I have told you that whatever it is there into the dictionary, it is always in the form of nominative, right? So Exactly.
Das ist es.
Exactly.
Das
So now, can you mute yourself, Priyanka? Priyanka, can you mute yourself? Okay. So the motor named us SN. Is that clear for everybody, this sentence? The next
Right.
one we have is, what is I?
Ish.
I is the subject. By the verb.
Verb.
What is brother? Brother is the object
Buddha.
1 and car
Direct object.
2. So when we have 2 objects, then the person is a dative object, right? And what is car? It's an accusative object. So now can we write ish kaufer?
Ish.
What is brother, like dative masculine? Dem.
Dem.
Bruder.
Prudent.
Buddha.
What is car?
Das
That's auto.
auto.
Not auto, auto.
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 Yeah, we all sound so Indian when we speak German, which is okay, but we need to understand that AU is AU, not something else. So AU, whenever it comes, it's always AU, okay, auto.
Auto.
Okay, so that, and now if I have to write that with the preposition, then the brother will also convert to accusative. So ich kaufe das Auto,
Their,
Yes, sir. So,
their brother.
there.
Bruder.
der or den?
Pure.
Because brother
Den.
will convert to accusative, right?
Yeah, den, sorry.
So it's den Bruder. Now, next one, these were the only ones that we had.
No, there was one in the middle you missed. The sister.
Okay,
Sister.
sorry, yeah, sister. So what is sister? Sister is the subject,
Sister. Yeah.
and the bag is a single object, so it's accusative. Okay.
Correct.
So now it's die Schwester
Sister.
bringt
Brings.
die Tasche. There are so many words, you can use any one of them, okay, in the dictionary. Okay, so these are the answers. Cool. I will write some sentences in the group after our class, and that is your homework for today, okay? And we will continue this topic in the next class. So don't worry, we have a lot to learn from this topic still, okay? I hope you all